All right, folks, here we go, finishing up the notes for Chapter 18, starting with Section 6 of the notes, talking about talent agents. They are the ones that are in the business of representing performers for the purpose of getting those performers work. Talent agent works with producers, casting directors, and advertising agencies to obtain auditions for their clients, for the performers, and to negotiate talent fees and booking schedules. So while the talent agent works with these different producers of content, their main job is to work for the best interest of you, the performer. A talent agent receives a commission of 10 to 25% based on the scale they negotiate for their performer and whether their performer is union or non-union. The actual percentage would be discussed between the performer and the talent agent when they sign an agreement. If anyone asks you for money up front to represent you or to get you an audition, run away from it. That person is operating a scam. The way the talent agents make their money is that they get a percentage of the fees that you collect for performing work. So it is in their best interest to represent you and to get you work so that they get paid. If they're looking for money from you in advance, then they're not going to work for your best interest, and they're just trying to take advantage of you. Now, let's move on to casting agencies. A casting agency is hired to cast the talent for a particular project. They may also provide script writing and some producing services. Most voice casting agencies work with talent agents and have a pool of talent that covers all the various character styles that they use. So it is another group that basically they're the ones that look for the talent to come in. The talent agents provide that talent, and that's how that relationship works. Now, a personal manager is someone that is hired by a performer to manage that performer's career. The personal manager attempts to get the talent agent to send the performer out on auditions and encourages the agent to go for a higher talent fee. Managers usually work on commission of up to 20% of the performer's fee, and that's going to be taken in addition to the agent's commission. So the personal manager is a separate person from the talent agent, and the personal manager is going to really advocate for the performer to help that performer to get work and really kind of push them with the agent. So it's an added layer of management for a talent to have both a personal manager and a talent agent. Now, not all performers have personal managers or talent agents or both. It is basically up to the performer. Some performers choose to look for getting their own work and manage their own affairs. But these people are available and make themselves available to be able to help performers get better jobs and hopefully better pay for those jobs. Now, there's also online audition services. As the internet has grown, a variety of online audition services have taken their place in the world of voiceover. And although online audition services have matured over the years, they remain a controversial aspect of the voiceover business. There are 4 types of websites that are used in these online services. The first one would be an internet talent agent or internet casting agent. This is basically the online equivalent of going to see a talent agent in person and working with that person in their office or over the phone. And the operation is the same way of a normal talent agent, where a talent agent has to accept to represent that particular performer. Then that internet talent agent will operate just like any other talent agent. They advocate for the performer to get them jobs, and then the talent agent gets a commission of the fees that the performer earns. Now, there are some legitimate talent agents that take a commission for bookings and then also charge a service fee for talent to be on their websites. This is one of those controversial aspects of the online world. Basically, what's happening here is that the talent agent is charging an additional fee for the privilege of being posted on the talent agency's website, having your profile and your demo there and that sort of thing. So it effectively creates a fee-based service for receiving auditions. This act of taking two income streams from the same source, so the fee for being listed online and the commission from the pay you receive for your work, that's known as double dipping. In some states, that is an illegal practice. Usually that's going to be the case in some of the larger markets like New York and California. However, in North Carolina and South Carolina, as best as I can tell, that is not an illegal practice. Although in North Carolina, talent agents do have to be licensed as employment services. So it is really on the performer to make sure that they do their homework, do their research when they work with a talent agent, with an online service, to make sure that the talent agent is reputable and honest and is really working in your best interest. A third type of website would be a free hosting site. This basically lists the talent's name, a description of the talent's services, and a link to his or her website. Now, it is free to sign up. There's no membership fees or anything like that. However, most of these free sites really don't promote themselves a whole lot. They don't offer you a lot of exposure. They don't result in a lot of work. So, you're getting what you pay for. The fourth site is called a P2P, or pay to play. These sites act as an intermediary between voiceover talent and those that are seeking performers. And they generally charge a membership fee for a performer to get listed on that site. But when a performer takes on a job as a result of the site does not take a commission of the performer's payments. So basically, it's kind of a networking tool. And because they charge the performers to be listed on the site, they generally allow free access to casting agencies that are looking for talent, which is why these types of sites tend to be a little more popular with producers and with casting agencies. They don't pay because you paid to be on there. And then from there, it's just a matter of matchmaking. Now, another thing about online audition services. They should not be mistaken for talent agents because they are not advocating for you. They are just making your content available. You see, a talent agent earns their money by representing the performer to a client base that they have developed over many years and negotiating talent fees. Meanwhile, a pay-to-play audition service charges the voice actor a membership fee and, in turn, will send a performer basically a bunch of auditions that they can try out for. Again, it's just a connection sort of service. So it's basically a decision that a performer needs to make as to whether they want someone truly on the ground advocating for them, or if they just want a platform to be able to be discovered by those that are seeking talent. Most auditions received through online services will have a pay range that is listed with the job, and that's what the producer might be willing to pay for services rendered. It is up to the talent to determine whether the audition, the project, and the fee range are going to be appropriate. And negotiation can also happen between the performer and the director. Some pay-to-play sites will actually middleman the production, the coordinating of the communication between producer and talent, and they do that for an additional fee. And they will do that so that the talent will rarely have any direct communication with the client. Might sound like a dream for some introverts out there. However, one thing to keep in mind is that when you as a voice actor aren't able to have direct communication with a producer, you might not be able to as clearly get direction in terms of the types of voice and style and attitude that a director is looking for. You might not be able to get direct answers on pronunciations or the meaning of certain sentences and that sort of thing. So it can be a more difficult process for a voice talent to be able to do his or her job if they're not able to directly communicate with a producer. On many of these sites, a voice actor can, as part of their membership, receive a personalized web page with their bio, their performing styles, with several demos that are ready to be heard by potential clients. Members also receive a continuous stream of audition requests. So now the audition requests that come through may or may not be a good fit for the voice actor, may or may not pay well. So it's really more the idea of someone that's getting these different opportunities having to sift through and decide which opportunities would be the best for them and which ones they want to negotiate with certain producers. Since there's no direct representation by the audition service, the talent buyer is taking a risk when they book a voice actor solely on an audition submitted. Here's why that's the case. Someone can have a terrific sound. They could have a very polished demo. But if that's all you have to go on for a voice and you don't get to meet the person, have a conversation with the person, you don't get to have a face-to-face encounter with the potential talent, then there's that chance that when they are hiring that person to do the voice, they don't necessarily know how many takes they're going to need to get something done, how many problems they may have with the person taking direction, understanding what the vision of a particular production is going to be. If editing is going to be involved on the behalf of the talent, do they have good editing skills? How quickly are they going to be able to turn a piece around from when the order is placed to when they get the final product? Can they do it in a timely manner? So many times a talent buyer is not going to know those things and is going solely on what they hear, which may or may not be a good thing for the talent buyer. Some audition services will hold the talent fee in an equity account until the client signs off on the work. Think of it as kind of like an escrow sort of thing, where the agreement is made, the money is held by the audition service, payment is made by the producer, and the the audition service will hold on to those funds until the talent has completed the work and the producer has said that they've received the work and are happy with the product. If you want a list of some of the online casting services, there's a short list in your textbook. I would encourage you to take a look for that, and you can also do an online search for several other ones that are out there. And some of those services may not necessarily be exclusively for voice talent. There's different types of gig economy types of platforms out there like Fiverr and Upwork, where you might also be able to showcase your talents. Now, advertising agencies, how do they work? They will work for companies that advertise, coordinating every aspect of an advertising or marketing campaign. So an advertising agency is to an advertising client what a talent agent is to a performer. Ad agencies are reimbursed by their clients, the advertisers, for production costs and for talent fees. The advertising agency will book airtime at a station's posted rate. By station, we mean radio or television. They'll also receive an agency discount, usually 15%, that is provided by the station that is the content's being advertised on. They will then bill their clients the station rate, the full 100%, and get their commission from the station as a discount. So let's say that an advertiser is going to run commercials on WXYZ radio, and the rate for a commercial is $100 a spot to air on the station. The station will charge the advertising agency $85, 15% discount, and then the advertising agency will charge the client the full $100. The agency then gives $85 to the radio station and keeps $15 for itself. So that's how that works. Most advertising agencies work through production companies that subcontract everything needed for the production of a project. So they handle it all from beginning to end. They will consult with the advertiser to determine the needs of the ad and put the campaign together and all that sort of thing. Once they've got the green light, they go from idea to completed product in producing the commercial. Now, production companies, that is where the work of creating the radio commercial, TV spot, or whatever the product is going to happen. Production companies generally work directly for a client, or they will work as a production resource for an ad agency. So if they work for an ad agency, the costs that go to a production company will also be charged to the client and paid to the ad agency, and the ad agency funnels that money on through. Or an advertising client can work directly with a production company. Most production companies work primarily with talent booked through a talent agent by the producer or with talent hired by an ad agency. So this kind of gives you a sense of how the process works. So if you, as a voice talent, are looking for work, you have several avenues. You can represent yourself, or you could have a personal manager, or you could have a talent agent that would work on your behalf. If you work for yourself, you perhaps would go directly to production companies and ad agencies and showcase yourself. Try to get work that way. Make yourself available through some of these online services and let production companies find you. Or use the talents of a talent agent or a personal manager to have them help you to be able to find decent work. So there you go. There's the notes for Chapter 18. You'll want to go ahead and make sure that you got everything filled out on the notes for this chapter, as well as finishing up the study questions. Get both of those turned in to me. Note the date for the online class meeting on this chapter, and make sure you fill out the survey for this chapter before joining in on the class meeting. And of course, make sure that you stay tuned to Blackboard and to your Cougar Mail, just in case there's any updates or changes to things that are going on in the class. So with that, I will look forward to receiving your work and look forward to seeing you in our online class meeting.